So, this story starts with a man named James. He's 55 years old, living out in Colorado. And the thing you need to know about James is he really likes to have fun because James has a wife. Her name is Suzanne, but James and Suzanne also have a long-term relationship with another man named O'Neill. So yeah, the three of them are together. They're a throuple, and they all live together in the same condo. One night in 2023, the three of them are in that condo, and it seems like the party went a little too far. There was cocaine, there was meth, they were just going all out. After everything, O'Neill laid down to sleep, and unfortunately, he never woke up. The next morning, Suzanne wakes up in bed. She looks over to the floor, where O'Neill slept on an air mattress right beside them, and she sees his body. And she just goes, "Oh my God, I think O'Neill is dead." James looks too and goes, "Yeah." They check his pulse. James tries CPR. Nothing. O'Neill was gone. It looked like he had overdosed. Now James says, "We need to call the police." But Suzanne says no, because she's not ready to let him go. So they just leave O'Neill's body there, in the condo, on that air mattress, right next to their bed. Around the same time, one of O'Neill's Social Security checks shows up in the mail because he gets benefits every month. And James and Suzanne look at each other like, wait, nobody knows he's dead. And if no one knows, the checks will keep coming. And since O'Neill doesn't need the money anymore, well, they could use it. Plus, they already knew his ATM PIN, so they could just deposit the checks and spend the money. And that's exactly what they start doing. Suzanne starts buying beauty products online. They pay their internet bill, their insurance. James starts buying random stuff too, even snacks from 7-Eleven. A week goes by. O'Neill is still on that air mattress in their room. You'd think the smell would be a problem, but apparently James and Suzanne didn't care. But someone did care. Their chihuahuas. They had 8 of them. And eventually, some of the dogs began sniffing around O'Neill's body and biting and maybe even eating him. One day, James and Suzanne hear the dogs chewing on something. They walk in and, oh my God, the dogs are eating O'Neill. But even then, they still didn't bury him. Instead, Suzanne just threw the deflated air mattress on top of O'Neill's body, so the dogs couldn't get to him anymore. And it worked. The dogs stopped. And what's even crazier, James and Suzanne just kept acting like everything was normal. They never reported O'Neill's death. They kept taking his benefits. And this goes on for 18 months, a year and a half. During all that time, O'Neill's body is still on the floor in their room, covered by a deflated air mattress. And they've stolen over $17,000 from his account. Then one day, someone shows up. O'Neill's estranged brother. He's been trying to reach O'Neill, can't get him, and gets worried. So he calls the police and asks for a welfare check. Police go to the condo. They knock. James answers. And James casually says his name is James. But remember, O'Neill's full name is James O'Neill. So the police think he is O'Neill. And James realizes this and just goes with it. Police say, "Your family is worried about you." And James, pretending to be O'Neill, says, "Tell them I don't want to be contacted. I want to be left alone." Police leave and tell the brother everything is fine. But then they show him the body cam video. And the brother says, "That is not my brother." So police go back and question James and Suzanne. They both admit they know O'Neill, but their stories about where he is don't match. Police file a missing person report, but they don't have proof of a crime yet. The brother doesn't give up. He calls Suzanne and says O'Neill has an inheritance waiting. Suzanne perks up. She says O'Neill is here with me, but he doesn't want to talk. The brother says, "Okay, then I need his social security number and banking info to process it." Suzanne gives it to him. Then the brother says he'll need to sign in person at the bank. And Suzanne just goes silent. The plan falls apart. But now the brother has enough information. He checks O'Neill's bank records and sees all the withdrawals and spending. He brings everything to the police. The police check the 7-Eleven cameras. And there's James using O'Neill's debit card. Finally, police get a search warrant and go back to the condo. Suzanne meets them outside. And without hesitation, she says O'Neill is in the bedroom. He's dead. He's under the air mattress. And in the end, James and Suzanne were arrested.
In the end, every lie eventually came to light. James and Suzanne had to face the consequences of what they did, not only for leaving O'Neill's body without dignity, but also for stealing his identity and using his money for over a year. A story that shows how desperation, addiction, and bad choices can spiral into something far darker than anyone ever expected. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'll see you in the next video.